Hey y'all, hey, Amanda here, and today's video is going to be about my engagement in 3 parts. So I'm going to tell you how it happened, show you the ring, and then talk to you a little bit about my engagement party, show you some of the gifts we received, stuff like that. And I'm just really thirsty right now. This was one of my gifts, but I'll show you that later. So we got engaged, me and Austin, November 17th. I do have a little clip because he set up the camera and filmed it. So I'll insert that here. Sorry if I'm changing colors. I've got the news on in the background, but it's like on mute. So as that changes colors, I might change colors, but I just didn't feel like turning off the TV, so I just muted it. I kind of want to know when the weather comes on. So, because we had freezing rain, disgustingness all day today, I'd like to know what's going to happen the rest of the week. But it was November 17th. It was a Friday. I remember I got home a little later than I was expecting from work because one of my favorite people from work retired. That was her last day. I was helping her clean out her desk because she was a little bit of a pack rat. She just kept everything. So we were helping her, me and a couple other ladies were helping her clean out her desk, and it was just really sad. It was kind of emotional leaving work that day. And so I came home, and it was like any other work day. I parked the car, grabbed my bags, I came in the door, and Austin had the whole living room set up. The lights were out, he had a ton of candles lit, and he had rose petals leading from the door to the middle of the living room, and he was on one knee, and he asked me to marry him, and it was perfect. It was literally perfect. I am someone that kind of, I don't want to say I know everything, but I kind of know everything that's going on in my world. It's hard to surprise me. I pick up on details. I often just get gut feelings and hunches about things. It's very hard to surprise me. So I had no clue he was doing this. I knew it was coming. I knew we were going to get engaged. I knew he had picked out a ring. I had sent him some inspiration photos. As did a couple pictures of what I liked. So I knew he purchased a ring, but I didn't know when things were gonna happen. And so yeah, I had no idea. There was one time before where I kind of accidentally foiled his plan. He's like, hey, let's go for a hike, it's 6 miles. And I'm like, it's 40 degrees outside. When have we ever hiked 6 miles, let alone in the cold? And I accidentally ruined that engagement attempt. Oops. But yeah, so that's how it happened, and it was wonderful. Honestly, we kind of feel like a married couple anyway. We've been together for going on 5.5 years, so it kind of just feels like we're married anyway. We've got a house together, we've built a life together. But it's nice to finally be cementing it. So I'm gonna try and insert a picture of my ring here. And so here it is. I don't know if the camera is really gonna focus on it, but like I said, I have a picture, and if you want to keep looking at it, if you can't pause on the right moment, I do have a picture of the ring in a blog post on my blog, which I will have linked down below. I'll either have the link to the blog or the exact post. Either way, it's only a couple posts down. It's a kind of a summary of our engagement photos. I didn't want to share all of them with the public because I mean some will be just better than others. So yeah, that was my ring. So he went to Smythe Jewelers for the ring, and that is a local jeweler, but also they're huge. I think they might be one of the biggest jewelry houses in the Mid-Atlantic, or maybe even on the west, we live on the East Coast. So they are huge. Their showroom is gigantic. It's really fun to go there. It's just kind of a cool place. And the band is rose gold. Let me see if I can scooch closer on the couch. Come on. Oh, come on. The band is rose gold, and then the halo, the diamond is cushion cut. I told him he didn't need to be a diamond. I sent him links to like morganites and things, but he was very insistent upon it being a diamond. He did some research and he said that morganites are apparently weaker than diamonds and they could crack, could chip, and I'm very clumsy, so I think he just assumed, can't go that route. And then the halo around the center diamond is pink diamonds, and then just to the side are just regular diamonds, and it doesn't go all the way around. It stops at the sides. He originally got a 6.5, which is way too big. We got it sized down to a 6. It's still a little big, but I've got quite chunky knuckles, as you can see, and I've got lots of little fat rolls on my knuckles too. I've got like the wrinkliest hands on earth. And I've always had wrinkly hands, even when I was like a little kid, so that is the ring. Don't ask me about carats and stuff. I have no idea. Girl, no clue. I got all the paperwork. I sent everything to the insurance company to make sure it was insured. I didn't read any of that. I don't really care how big or claritied it is. It's beautiful. It's exactly what I imagined. I love that he wanted to give me exactly what I wanted. I think that's really sweet, and it is, I couldn't have picked a better ring myself. It's amazing. I love it. And we've actually already gone to look at bands. We picked out the one, we both picked out the ones we want. So the one that I want is exactly the same like this band, just very simple, and with the diamonds halfway around the band. And actually the day we went, it was on sale, so he just already bought that one. I haven't bought the one for him yet though. But that one's really cool. It's got the, I don't know what it's called, but like the gray in the middle and then the rose gold one with the 2 outer bits. It's really cool looking. So I can't wait to share that with you guys whenever I do get around to buying that. It is a really cool ring. So I guess before we get into the engagement party, maybe a little backstory on like what took us so long, I guess, because we get comments like that a lot, like, oh, about time, now you're finally engaged, oh, took so long. So around the time where I would have started expecting to get engaged, because I was not someone who expected, oh, we're a year in, we should be getting engaged. I don't know, I kind of felt like maybe it's time around the 3-year mark, 3.5, but around that time is when we had an issue with our apartment and we ended up getting roaches from a neighbor that moved in below us and brought them with them from, I guess, a previous place. And now when I say we got roaches, I mean like we maybe in the total like maybe month that we were trying to get out of the apartment, maybe saw like a handful, but it was still more than enough, and I was freaking out. I literally taped off all the vents, all the electric plugs, anywhere where I thought something could crawl into our apartment, I duct taped over it. So it's like we had no air, no heat, nothing. We had no access to electric. I was very paranoid, but we got out of the apartment lease and we moved in with my parents immediately because we decided we were going to look for a house and not move into another apartment. So that's kind of around the time when I would have maybe thought, okay, it's probably going to happen soon. But instead we lived with my parents for nearly, let's see, I think we moved in April, the end of April, so May, June, May, June, July, August, September, October. So for 6 months, we were with my parents. We purchased the house. It closed October 26th, I think. And we moved in the day before Halloween because we did some painting, had new floors put in. Yeah, so that was a really hectic time. I obviously didn't want to be engaged in living in my parents' house just because there really was not much sexy time happening at my parents' house, because it's like, that's my parents' house. It's a little weird to me. And their house is old, thin walls, you can hear me. No, it just wasn't happening. So that wouldn't have been a really nice time to celebrate engagement, and we were looking for a house, so it would have been hard enough. Everything was hard enough just looking for the house, let alone throwing planning a wedding on top of that. Like financially, time-wise, stress-wise, that would have been way too much. So I'm kind of glad it didn't happen. So I guess he proposed to me after we had been in the house for just over a year, which makes sense. We kind of were stabilized a little back on our feet from the initial like huge task of taking on buying a house and getting things sort of starting to move in the way that you want them to look and whatnot. Buying furniture, and we still need certain pieces of furniture, so that's kind of the timeline of things. And I was really hoping it would happen sooner. I was kind of hoping it would happen over the summer. Every time we went somewhere, I was like, oh, maybe it's gonna happen, maybe it's not. And so I did figure out sometime in September he went to look a ring, get a ring, buy a ring. I don't know what exactly the extent was, but I know the ring was happening. And we were heading to California for my friend's wedding. So I was like, I don't really want to tell you what to do. Please don't propose to me while we're in California for Anne's wedding, because it's kind of like Anne's time. I don't want to like have my memory associated with her wedding. I don't want her wedding to be tainted by like me getting an engagement ring. I don't like that. I like everyone to have their own separate moments and important things. I don't want intermingling, which whole different story about that, but maybe not for this video. We'll keep this video positive. Not about the trip to California, about things intermingling. So yeah, because I think okay, so my friend Megan, who lives in Tennessee, we've gone to visit her a couple of times, and she started dating a really nice guy, and I joked with Austin, and I was like, oh, if Megan gets engaged before we do, this just isn't happening, and like, I'm gonna kill you. I said something ridiculous, and then she did. And I think the gravity of the, oh wow, we've been together so long, we've literally watched her date a couple guys, find the guy, be with the guy for a while, and get engaged. I know you shouldn't compare your timelines to other people's timelines. Like, everyone's lives shake out differently, and everyone has different like amounts of time that they want to be with someone before getting engaged. But I was just like, I was crushed. I'm so happy for her. I really like her fiance. They make so much sense together. You see them together, and it's just like, wow, that works. But like, I was so like jealous. Like, why am I not engaged? So I kind of had a little breakdown when that happened, and sort of cried a lot. There was one day I was really sad. He brought me home flowers and vegan ice cream, and I'm just like, oh, well, I know he cares. But that was me being a little ridiculous. I can be a drama queen at times. So, yeah, he knew, not in California on Anne's time. But I was cool with any time after that. So it's like things started happening. I'm like, okay, we're in the pumpkin patch. Oh, I have plans to do this. So I'm like, okay, we'll be at the pumpkin patch. We went apple picking. Didn't happen when we went apple picking. Like, I thought it would be something cutesy like that. But now that I think about it, there's no way he could have done something like that without me knowing, which kind of spoils the surprise anyway, because I just pay too much attention to shit. I just do. So, I'm glad it happened the way it did, because I really just wanted to be surprised, and I was absolutely caught off guard, completely surprised. He's the cutest, and I love him so much. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm very happy. So now let's talk about the engagement party. So for the engagement party, we had it on December 30th. So right off the bat, we knew some people aren't going to make it because they have plans. Some people are probably going to be sick because it's just that time of year. And some people may be deterred by the weather. It was snowing a little bit that day, but it wasn't like bad enough to deter traffic. And so we had it in Hampton, which is a neighborhood in Baltimore. It's actually where we're from. And there's a pizza place there that has a ton of vegan options, which we love. It's like our favorite restaurant. So we had it there. When you walk in the doors, there's like a front space, which is like right in front of where they have their 2 pizza ovens. And that was enough space for the amount of people that could actually make it, because a lot of people with the flu, a lot of my family actually had to work, so it ended up working out perfectly. It was the perfect little space. And what we did was they were very casual. The place is called PAULAS. I don't know if I mentioned that. They were very casual. They're just like, yeah, just order pizzas as you need them, and like, you know, whatever you want to pay for is fine. So we paid for drinks and food, and we were in charge of ordering food, and everyone could just order whatever drinks they want. And so I ordered several pizzas to begin with, and we just kept ordering more as more people showed up, so they'd be warm when they get to people. And so me and Austin got a couple vegan pizzas, and then we just got regular ones for everyone else. I'd love to make everyone eat vegan food, but when I'm not the one paying for it, I feel kind of bad enforcing that. So since my mom was paying for it, which is very kind of her, we just, you know, picked out a few regular pizzas for everyone, and it was a really nice time. We just mingled and talked to people. Everyone peer pressured my friend Suzanne into giving a little speech, which was really nice, and it was a good time. So we got some cards. We did get a little bit of cash. We had a few gift cards, and then I got, which I wanted to show you guys. This is one of the gifts that I've been drinking out of because I'm so thirsty today. I think it's just that it's been so cold lately. We've had the heat going non-stop, and it's just drying me out a little. Then my friend Anne sent this over from California. My Aunt P, who was sick and couldn't come, so obviously Anne couldn't come because she was in California. My Aunt P had, well actually she didn't have the flu yet. She ended up getting the flu, but her son had the flu. So she sent this little photo album, which I'm going to touch on this in a minute with another thing. And then my friend Vanessa, who also got me this, Vanessa and Dakota, they got us these little sticky notes. So it's like a little note for my husband, a little note for my wife. Just really kind of cute. I like these. They're really cute. And then a little picture frame. She got this Future Mrs. little headband. She also got us this, which is really cute. And so where we're getting married, there are 14 cabins on the grounds. You have to rent out the whole grounds when you rent it for a wedding. So we'll have one of the cabins. I thought that would be really cute to put on the cabin. And it's just cute. It's like made of actual wood, and this is cute. And then, I forget who gave us this. This might have also come from Anne, but it's just a little wine bag for when you go to the store and buy wine. And I'm going to hang it on one of the little handles on the little wine cart. Well, I guess it's not really a wine cart, but it's a cart that I put wine and our wine cups on, our wine glasses on for Christmas. Austin's dad got me that, so I thought that would be cute to put one there. We can just take that with us whenever we go to the liquor store. And then this is a picture frame that Austin's dad bought us. It's huge. It's a Lennox picture frame. I'm trying. I don't want to pull it completely out, but that's what it looks like. So it's for an 8x10, and it's massive. And it's got kind of like a pearlized finish. I think it's called like the opal frame or something, and it's got little swirly designs on it. So, and then we got like a few cards of cash and gift cards, like I was saying. My grandma got us a BJ's gift card, which I was just like, I love this. My grandma, she knows I hate everything. I honestly, I'm very hard to shop for, according to everyone in my life, because I just am super picky and dislike most things. I just am very, I like what I like. I know what I like, and I know what I don't like. So, where was I going with that? I don't even remember. Oh yeah. So in reference to that, I want to talk about like gifts like this. Little photo albums and the giant, like very specifically, obviously wedding themed like photo frames. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like that's not something young folks are into anymore. And it's not to say that they're bad gifts. Like, obviously some people are very sentimental and like to hold on to things like that. But I don't know, I don't like sentimental gifts. I don't like things that are like overly personalized, overly like customized to a particular event. Like, I don't mind things that have like A's on them or say Amanda, but I don't like things that are customized to one event and only work for one thing. That's why I don't put out a ton of holiday decorations. I don't have holiday specific picture frames. I don't know. I like things to just work year round. I don't have like holiday plates. I have a couple of Christmas wine cups, but honestly, I would use them year round just because they're wine cups and they're like goofy ones. They're not like serious, like adult looking holiday themed wine glasses. But I don't like things like this that are very specific. Like, this is so blatantly wedding themed that it's like, I don't really want that sitting out in my house all the time. And then this picture frame, it's not really our style. Everything in the home is kind of got a, our home is kind of a rustic bohemian. When I was looking up inspiration for how to decorate, industrial bohemian or rustic industrial came up a lot, but we didn't end up with the industrial so much. It's a lot more bohemian and rustic. So like this pristine kind of clean cut looking album, this white simple, it's actually not simple, it's very ornate, but like plain white giant picture frame doesn't really fit our home. So I don't say that to whine about the gifts because I think it was very thoughtful for them to give us gifts, and I will figure out a way to use them or return them and put them to good use for something else. Obviously, no one in my life gets offended if I don't like something because everyone has known me long enough to know that I'm very picky, and they, even my grandma, my Aunt P, my mom, no one gets offended if I don't like anything because they know that I'm just that way. But, so I don't want you guys to think that I'm saying all this to be like a brat. I'm saying this because I want to put it out there to people to just kind of think about, actually put thought into a gift, not just, oh, wedding gift, wedding party, wedding thing. No, because I'm pretty sure it's not just me. I'm not the only one that is like that. Or it's like, yeah, wedding gift, but you don't have to give me specifically wedding things. I just want to put that as like a word of advice out to everybody. Just because it's a wedding related event doesn't mean you have to get a wedding related thing. I think that that tradition is sort of dated, and think about the actual person and what they could use. And especially like with wedding registries, like the more I think about it, probably when my parents got married, they needed like dining room sets and they needed like actual things for their homes, and I think it's less and less common for someone to really need those things, or a couple to really need those things that would have been on a traditional wedding registry, because everyone already lives together before they get married anyway. So it's like they don't really need those kinds of things. Maybe upgrade to a nicer set or something, but that's not really stuff people need. And like stuff like this, like ornamental massive picture frames. Honestly, I was gonna keep it if it had a little hinge to hang on the wall, but it doesn't, and it's like, that's too expensive to experiment with buying a hinge and trying to attach it. I don't want to ruin it. I would rather just take it back and put the money to something we could actually use. Because we literally have no surface in this room even big enough to put that thing on, or in our bedroom, or even in the office. I don't think that that would fit on any of the shelves in my office. So yeah, that might come across as like sort of a bratty rant, but I just wanted to put that out there to really think about the person that you're getting a gift for before buying a gift. Because not everyone is going to have family like mine that just knows that I just don't like anything. Some people are very like sensitive to when people don't like their gifts. So don't be that person. Think about what you're getting before you get it. Oh, and I have to show you guys one other gift that I got that actually does kind of work, even though it's specific, because it's like something you'll use every day. This stuff, never gonna use, ever. So, especially now that you can make picture albums online. And I have to show you guys that too, because it's engagement related. I went to Shutterfly and made a little engagement album with some of our photos from our engagement shoot, which, as I said, you can check out my blog post about that. Really cute. And yeah, so that got kind of long and ranty. I may have to cut some of that out, I'm not sure. But just think about what you're buying for someone, and don't buy something just because you feel like you're obligated to buy something. Well, first of all, I read online that engagement party etiquette is you buy something if you feel like it when you're the guest. You don't necessarily have to bring a gift. That's not required. So don't feel like you have to take a gift to an engagement party. Your presence is what's really mostly wanted in that scenario. But if you do feel like you need to buy a gift, don't feel like it needs to be some sort of wedding-y thing. Because like, while some of the stuff is really cute, and even this picture frame, I mean, it's not typically something I would want in my house, but since it's so little, it can fit on a shelf in the office. Like, but that is huge. Like, that's massive. So, where was I going with that? Yeah, don't feel like you have to get things that are specifically wedding-y. Don't spend a lot of money on something that is super wedding-y. If you know that person is just not into that kind of thing, don't buy something you think that they would want. Buy something you know they would want. And don't get something that you would like to have be given in that circumstance. Get something that makes sense to them. Like my grandma's gift, honestly, was perfect. BJ's gift card. We need groceries. Neither of us enjoy spending money on groceries, even though we like to. I enjoy going to the grocery store, but like paying for them, that's the struggle. But yeah, that was a great gift. I'm really ranting. Let me show you guys the other gift we got. So Austin's cousin got us these mugs, wifey and hubby, and while these are kind of wedding specific, they also kind of make sense for the rest of our lives. You know, I'll always be wifey, he'll always be hubby. And mugs are something that you can use every single day. I've probably used this 3 times already since our party. It was only like a week or 2 ago. And I have a lot of mugs, so that's getting used a lot in my house. Just stopped recording. I don't know where it stopped. But anyway, so this is a gift that Austin's cousin Bridget got us. A wifey mug and a hubby mug, and while these are sort of wedding specific, they also kind of apply to the rest of our lives. They make sense, and they're mugs. It's like something you'll use every day, so it's not like a super specific item that you're gonna get sick of looking at after a year and be like, ugh, why didn't I just return that? It's so not us, it's not our style. So yeah, very cute. These things, maybe it's just me. I'm sure there are some young folk out there that would love very wedding specific items. To me, I don't know. I just feel like give a gift card instead of something like that. If someone wants a cheesy picture frame that's got like, oh, our wedding, or like one of those little sayings, doodle on it, let them get it themselves with some of the gift card money or something like that, because that's very taste specific. And with a wedding gift and an engagement party gift, bridal shower gift, whatever, don't get too taste specific, because you are probably almost always going to get it wrong. So that's my video. I hope it didn't get too ranty. It probably did. And so that's my video about our engagement, my ring, the engagement party, some gift advice. I hope that no one got offended by that. It's just, when I got these things, I thought maybe I should kind of note that maybe stuff like this isn't necessarily what to buy anymore. Like, you don't get the typical gifts that you would have got for these sort of events, life events, that you would have got maybe 20, 30 years ago, because the world's just changed so much. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. So if you did, you can give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave them down below. If you would like to stick around for a while, you can hit that subscribe button. And right next to the subscribe button is a bell button that you can hit if you want to be notified every time I post a video. And otherwise, I'll talk to you all later. Bye!